The tick has landed. The tick has landed. There's a reason why he's called Clutch Chiesa. Your boy did score, but these are still two very sketchy games. How are you racist in a wheelchair? Shout out to Street, shout out to. So guys, first of all, it's good to have football back. It is so good because I was like, something has been missing in my life. Yes, I'm a movie guy. I've been watching movies. I just finished the Final Fantasy VII remake, quality game, dodgy voice acting. Been playing games, Mass Effect, all the beautiful stuff, Helldivers 2. But I was like, no, there's something missing in my life. I know I love gaming. I love watching movies, reading comics, reading Naruto, but something's missing. Football was missing, bro. And just to have football back, I'm like, finally, we can have those conversations, those protocol of movements. And finally, it's real. It's not pre-season. It's not friendly. It's now finally real. So it is just so good to have football back, man. So let's even just get into it right now. The tick. The tick. When players celebrate, they're telling you a story. They're telling you a story. So when Ekitike scored in the Community Shield, what is this? Oh, for all those people who are talking, saying negative stuff about me, I've now answered you back on the pitch. And him doing this, that's two goals now. 2 goals now. Now what? 2 goals now. So Ekitike is very aware of people saying that they overpaid for you. You're not worth that. Who the hell are you? You're not Lewandowski. You're not Kane. You're not Isak. Okay, wow, you were in Frankfurt. What are you? And Ekitike is like, oh, really? I'm not a potential. I'm not Ekitike. I'm the tick. And what the tick has shown in these games is not only can he put the ball in the back of the net, he works very well for this team already. It's been 2 games already. He's a huge upgrade on Darwin Núñez. Núñez was trash. Darbibi was crap. Okay, that guy was complete and utter trash. In terms of his first touch, his control, his linking play, his awareness of the spacing of the Liverpool attack, and that's how he connects in with Gakpo, he connects in with Salah, connects in with Havertz, and is able just to move the ball along. You can see that, oh no, this is an all-round player. He's not just a target man, he's an all-round player. And the fair hand of the tick was, he's not going to be clinical. And because he's not going to be clinical, is that why traditionally need Isak? Bro, the way these things, there's a long way to go. There are still 37 games to go and 40 or 50 more games you know, put in the other cup games. So it still remains to be seen whether he can give you 20 goals, 25 goals. If he goes through a bad spell, does he have the confidence to now bounce back if he hasn't scored for like four games? So it remains to be seen. But in these 2 games we've seen of him, this guy's a very dangerous player. And at the end of the day, goals are goals. Goals are goals. And in 2 games, he has scored 2 goals in 2 games. So I just think that it's been very impressive. And I think what Ekitike wants to show is that I'm worth it. Because I think there is this, because everybody was saying it that, no, you're not worth that amount of money. You're not worth that amount of money. And the tick, he is very keeping in mind of what people are saying. Now, people say that, you can go one of 2 ways. If you read too much about what people are saying, that can affect you. You try too hard and it can actually mess you up because you now start to second guess yourself. But for other people, and maybe for the tick, this is actually acted as a motivation. Oh, you think I'm trash. Oh, you think they overpaid for me. Oh, you think I'm overrated. Oh, you think I'm just hype. Let me shut you up. And for guys who may have been doubting him, until he becomes a break, until he now has a barren spell, he has paid back what Liverpool have paid for him so far. So far for the tick, it's so good. And he's been able to say what's up. So you cannot hate on what this guy has done so far. So it just remains to be seen what he now does moving forward. But so far, so Gucci for man Ekitike, man. Gakpo. Here's the thing about Gakpo, look. He didn't have a great game. But he scored. And it was a very good goal. But And again, this is where it comes to Salah. All because he scored doesn't mean he performed well. Ekitike scored and he performed well. Gakpo scored a very good goal, but he didn't perform very well. And looking at Gakpo, you can see why Liverpool should get Isak, because Gakpo is not a consistent performer. He'll get you goals in bunches. He ain't going to get to 20, 25 goals. He's going to get to 20 goals. Maybe yeah, 14, 15, maybe. So what Liverpool need, and I think this is what Slot has even said, is that, okay, if you now put in, because Ekitike is so malleable, Isak cannot play through the middle. You can put Isak out onto the left. Okay, Isak, you know, okay, well, Isak, go on the bench. Ekitike, go through the middle. Gakpo, go on the bench. What a manager always wants is variation. And I think that if you all you have is Gakpo and Ekitike, okay, you can maybe bring in a Chiesa. You don't really have much variation or a plan B. A manager wants a plan Z. Forget a plan B. Manager wants a plan Z. And I just think that relying solely on Gakpo to fully give you quality on that left for a whole season, that's too much. That's too much. Gakpo did great last season, but it was really Salah's season. And Salah almost pretty much carried his freaking team to that Premier League title. So I just think that for Gakpo, he's just one of those guys where, that's why I called him Crocodile Roots. I still feel Ekitike is a bigger talent. He's got a high ceiling. Gakpo is good here, but I just don't think that for Liverpool, he can consistently give Liverpool what they need from a player on that left-hand side. And I'll say you right now, and people may disagree, Luis Diaz is the better player. Gakpo performed better last season. But overall, Luis Diaz is the better player. And I do feel that if Liverpool gets Isak, Liverpool's starting lineup would be Ekitike on that left-hand side and Isak down the middle. And I do believe that will be a far more dangerous front line of having Ekitike, Isak, and Salah than having Gakpo, Ekitike, and Salah up in that piece, bro. So, is he thinking of Madrid? I don't know. The way Konate was moving, it seemed as if he might have been thinking of Madrid, because in that first half, it was just looking as if, looking a bit wary. But the reason why I bring up Konate is Liverpool need a defensive cover. 100%, bro. And I think that, especially Liverpool are going to now, if Konate is going to leave this summer or next summer, most likely next summer or in January, Liverpool, you may say, and this may sound crazy, between Isak and a defender, Liverpool needs a defender. If Liverpool can only get one player, either Isak or a defender, 100%, the defender is far more needed. Because see, the mistake that people make, and this is a mistake that Real Madrid made, is that, no, just keep attack. No. This is a team. And in a team, the keeper, the defenders, the midfielders, the attack all work. Liverpool's attack is quality, and you can get goals all around. Midfield, pretty good. That defense is looking sketchy. And I know they brought your boy, the youngster that they brought, who's like, 19? But at 18, 19 years old, do you really believe that he can form a great partnership with Van Dijk? So that's a lot to put on a young man's shoulders. So I think for Liverpool, I think the priority is defensive cover. And what do they always say? Defenses win championships. Defenses win championships. And Konate doesn't have a great injury record. So if Konate now goes down injured, can this young kid come in and do a job as good as Konate and form a good partnership with Van Dijk? That's very key. Because you can score all the goals you want. Liverpool are not going to score 5 goals in every game. And in that game where they're struggling for goals and they can only get 1 goal, you need a defense to keep that clean sheet. So, look, I think Havertz had an on and off game today. I'm a huge fan of Havertz. I think your boy Flo is a very talented player. But what he's seeing is, this is not the Bundesliga. Players are faster, players are sharper, and it's a lot more intense. Bundesliga is a lot more open. There's a lot more space, and it's a lot more free-flowing. The Premier League is a much faster, much more intense league. And it will take time. But you can already see that the football brain is there in terms of the past choices he's making, in terms of his creativity, his imagination, and just his vision, and just seeing the kind of runs that people are making. What this will be is just that once he just grows into, okay, this is how this team works, he can now ball. Because the key thing is that Wirtz has been good for Leverkusen. He's been good for Germany. But I think, though, that there's going to be pressure. I've already heard people right now trying to put in those perverts things on him right now. So the nicknames will try and come out and bring that, because anytime someone costs a huge amount of money, he's a prime target. It's just how football works. Like the football fraternity, the football world is the more money you cost, the more that we will criticize you, unless you're Neymar, who is freaking Neymar. So he was worth that amount of money. But I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. But it may take a season. So this could be a case where he has like a pretty all right season, but the next season he now goes crazy. But again, for me, what will... Because for Vets, it's about finding the energy of the team. Once he just finds out, okay, I know the runs Gakpo makes, I know the runs Salah makes, I know the runs that Ekitike makes. And once because the hardest thing to defend is one-touch football. How do you do one-touch football? Oh, I know what you were going to do before you even do it. So before I even receive the ball, I already know that you're going to make that run, so I can do it to the first touch. So what defenders want is for you to take several touches. What defenders don't want is for you to take one touch, and that one touch is aiming towards that guy making that right run. So once Vets knows the character and the personalities of the guys around him, Liverpool will cook. And this is a guy that can get a lot of assists and can be a huge creative player. But I just don't know how long it will take. It may take like a season or so. Look, Chiesa, bro. There's a reason why he's called Clutch Chiesa. There's a reason why the guy's called Clutch Chiesa. And I know that people would think, and it's so ironic. Chiesa was thinking about leaving, and I think that he was on the cusp of almost leaving. And he comes on and scores pretty much the crucial goal that gives Liverpool the win. Chiesa is a guy who is just so unfortunate for his injury. Before that injury he had, we know how good he was for Juve. We know how good he was for Italy, especially in those Euros, and just how amazing he was. Because I remember when his dad used to play with Crespo back in Parma in the 90s, and he's better than his father. But Chiesa is one of those guys where I'd always keep a guy like this guy. I'd always keep a guy like this guy, because those players, he's one of those players where when it comes money time, he's ready to cash that check. There could be players better than him. But you see, there are amazing players and there are clutch players. So there are players who are better players than Chiesa, but they may not be more clutch than him. In a team, I want amazing players, I want clutch players. But when it comes money time, that amazing player or superior player may not be able to cash the check. But someone like Chiesa, when it comes money time, he's the kind of guy that can cash the check. Respect clutch players. Now, some players are amazing and clutch. Shout out to your boy Arne Nazario. But not all amazing players are clutch. So if I'm Liverpool, you keep a Chiesa. Now, will Chiesa be happy being on the bench? Who knows? But if you're looking to win the league, win the Champions League, it's the key thing. The UCL, Chiesa is vital. Vital if you want to win the UCL, because UCL is all about gid. It's pure gid. Pure gid. And when it comes to gid and clutch, Chiesa is your guy. Shout out to boy Salah, man. Here's the thing. Salah has had 2 bad games. But you see, that's why it's this whole argument of stats and eye test. So people looking at it will be like, he scored. Hey, so he must have been fine. Salah was trash today. He was crap. He was trash. And the goal he scored was the 4th goal, when Liverpool were already up 3-2. Like, see, if he scored that 3rd goal, I'm like, bro, but he came clutch. No, he didn't come clutch. He just scored a goal that just accentuated and just punctuated the win. And Salah will still come good. He's been so consistent. To this day, Salah still has not had a bad season. Salah has yet to have a bad season for Liverpool. But there's always that question, when will that decline come? It's too early to say. But 2 games, 2 bad performances. And the question was always that Salah is so critical to this team, both in goal scoring and creativity. If he doesn't have that high goal scoring season or that high creative season, can Havertz take up the flag? Can Gakpo take up the flag? Can McAllister take up the flag? Can Ekitike take up the flag of the goals and the assists? So that's a huge question. Salah will not have the kind of season he had last season. Now, he doesn't really have to if everybody raises their game. But if he doesn't have that crazy season, can the rest of the team say what's up? Because I do believe that Havertz and Ekitike are great signings. So you would hope that they're not reliant on Salah's productivity. But I'm just looking at Salah right now as to when will the decline come? When will the decline come? It is too early to say. It's only 2 games. But it's 2 games and 2 break performances. He was, because it's wanted just to be average on, okay, no, he was being bad. Miscontrolled, unable to dribble past his man, unable to get shots on targets, unable to make good passes. The kinds of things that we expect from Salah, where he's always able to get in his zone and is a constant threat. In these 2 games, none of that. Just total brickness. Complete and total brickness. He's been trashed. But it's early days. It's early days. But if Salah does decline, how much does that affect Liverpool? And can Liverpool still win with a Salah having a mid-season? That's a massive question, because now the question is, how reliant are they on Lala? Because if it's Lala, Lala's amazing. But we've seen Sally Field. In these 2 games, Community Shield and in this opening game, we haven't seen Lala. We've seen Sally Field. So if we get Sally Field this season and not Lala, can Liverpool still say what's up? We don't know. But it's too late to say, because Salah's resume is too good. So I believe we're still going to see Lala because he's never had a bad season. He's never had a bad season. So for a guy who's never had a bad season, I believe he's going to say what's up. But what if he declines? This question. Before we get out of here, guys. Racismo. Shout out to my Ghanaian brother, Semenya. 2 quality goals. Malcolm X was writing the script. Malcolm X was writing that damn script. Shout out to the GOAT Malcolm X, man. So something interesting. So maybe there's like a new thing that's happening in the EPL. So Anthony Taylor stops the game and says, if there's a racial incident that happened. I'm like, what's this? What the hell? But then he comes in and everything like that. And then you now find out that, Semenyo was racially abused. So I'm thinking, okay, which Liverpool player did this? Okay, was it him? He got racially abused by a guy in a wheelchair. Like, the joke, it writes itself. He got racially abused by a guy in a wheelchair. I'll be real with you. If I was Semenyo and a guy in a wheelchair racially abused me, I'd turn around, grab his wheelchair, break his wheelchair, fling his wheelchair away, then say to him, yo, go crawl and get your wheelchair, bro. That's what I'll say. Because you know what it's like? It's like when you see a woman attack big, huge, muscly guys. It's like when you see like the girlfriend or the wife start to beat on, berate, and start to punch their significant other who's 4 times the size of them. And if this guy were to react, they would literally disintegrate. Because you just need to sort of read the room of like, if I'm in a wheelchair, I shouldn't really be racially abusing someone, because what they could do in return could be pretty detrimental to me. I don't know whether you guys have seen The Ring and that scene from The Ring in TV. I don't know whether you guys have watched The Walking Dead, or whether you guys have watched Last of Us. You know, the zombies, what the zombies do and everything, all that kind of stuff. So it's wild. But this is what I was saying. We always come back to this. You can't solve racism in life. Racism is an illness that humanity will always have. Humans will always be prejudiced and racist and classist forever. You will never solve it. You can solve racism in football stadiums. That's a fact. So forget about solving racism in life. That will never happen. No, that will never happen. People will always be racist. Is what it is, because human beings are trash. So again, solving racism in life, you can't do it because human beings are trash. Racism will always live in life. You can solve racism in football. How do you do that? Fans love this. You give this guy a lifetime ban, his life is ruined. His life is ruined. Like, his life is ruined. If you give this guy a lifetime ban, his life is ruined. Or because I'm sure Liverpool is a big part of his life. You give him a lifetime ban. On that Saturday and Sunday, he's going to now watch Liverpool at home in his wheelchair. At home. That's it. So he'll not be unable. Now, he can still, my guy can still racially abuse my black brothers and sisters in his home. But do it in your home on a wheelchair. where no one can see you and no one really cares about you. But you're doing it in my vicinity where I can now see you. This is what I always say to people. I'm not here to now change white people's views about me. Like, please, for white people, whites, none whatsoever, whoever you are, white, brown, yellow, green, whatever color you are, who cares if you're racist in your own vicinity? I couldn't give a damn. Oh, I want people to love me. No. But if you're racist to me in my vicinity, or you're racist to my brothers and sisters in my vicinity, then we've got issues. Be racist in your own time, in the privacy of your own home, but not in my space or to my fellow brothers and sisters. So this may be a new thing where like the EPL are like, oh, hang on. Anything of racism, you're out of there. And why is the Premier League so good? Because again, La Liga, you still have racist issues. Serie, you've been having racist issues since the freaking 90s. And you don't know nothing about it, which is crazy. And say what you want about the Premier League. But the Premier League knows that we are a global product. And because we're a global product, there can be no instance of racism. And that is why you can make the product so global, because in the world we're living in right now, racism isn't cool. Now, racism was cool. Racism was cool in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Racism was quality. Go look at that. One of the most iconic photos of all time. John Barnes back killing the banana skin thrown at him. Literally one of the most iconic photos of all time. But the Premier League are like, oh, no. Our brand can't be associated with racism as the leading league in the world. And what makes the Premier League the leading league in the world is that, no, racism, that can't fly. That still flies in La Liga. That still flies in the Serie. But the Premier League knows that as the global leading product, the most watched league in the world, we can't have racism. So any instances of racism, you'll be caught in 4K, like my wheelchaired friend here, and appropriate steps will be taken. So for Liverpool right now, because the spotlight is on you, bare minimum, it's a 1-year ban. I'd give him a lifetime ban, personally, lifetime ban. But minimum 1-year ban. He's going to be banned because you were caught in 4K. They know who you are. They know where you're sitting. We have cameras everywhere, and you literally wheeled up to Semenya and you insulted my Ghanaian brother, and you thought you'd get away with it. That is psychotic, bro. And this guy really thought he'd get away with it. You must be psycho. You must be psycho. So, shout out to the Premier League. And do you know what's so crazy? Do you know what's so crazy? Now, I may be wrong here. Germany, World War II. We all know Aryan race, AH, all that stuff. I've never heard of a major racist incident in the Bundesliga. Maybe I'm wrong. Guys, I've been following football for a very, very long time. Once the Premier League started really popping off, that racism from the 80s and 90s was gone. So the two leagues in which you've hardly really heard of major racist incidents is the Premier League and the Bundesliga. Serie, oh bro, you have that every single week. La Liga, we all know what those guys are freaking doing. We know what time those guys are on. Like, full-on racism. But the Premier League, no. But the funny thing is that aren't Germany supposed to be like the super racist guys? And all the years I've been watching Bundesliga, I've been watching Bundesliga since Okocha was playing for Frankfurt in the 90s. There's never been a major racist incident. Of course there's racism there. Of course there are pockets of racism. But where there are audible monkey noises, as you saw in La Liga, as you see in Serie, that has never happened in the Bundesliga. So crazy. That's why I said to people that it's more likely for me to go to, now, East Germany is a bit crazy. East Germany is crazy. I'm more likely to go to like the western part of Germany than anywhere in Spain or anywhere in freaking Italy. So I'd rather be in England. I'd rather be in London than anywhere in Italy. So people talk about racism in England, where it's there. I am so much happier in England than in Italy or Spain. As a black guy, I never want to go to Spain or Italy. Maybe I'll go there for like 1 or 2 days with a few friends. I never want to go to that place. So I just find that ironic that, look, of course, guys, there's racism in Germany. There are racists in Germany. And I've even been told by friends, East Germany is crazy. You don't want to go there. But in the Bundesliga, there are several black players in the Bundesliga. Several. A lot. You know, there's never been a major racist incident reported in the Bundesliga, and nothing near to the extent of the kind of stuff we've heard from Serie and La Liga. Interesting. So, but Premier League, there's a Premier League standing on business right now. And I feel this should be a rule. If you're racist and you're caught in 4K, as this effing moron was, who thought he could wheel up, racially abuse my brother, and think that we won't see. I mean, are you dumb or are you stupid? Choose one. Either you're dumb or stupid. You think you can wheel up to my Ghanaian brother, racially abuse him, and you think people won't see you? Are you not get banned by Liverpool, who be put under pressure to ban you by the Premier League? Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Are you psycho? Are you moronic? Crazy. But shout out to my guy Semenya. They lost, but he still dropped a damn 2-piece on the head, man. Is what is, man. One love. But guys, we're back. And last thing I'll say. Liverpool, you guy. I don't fear Liverpool. Liverpool, I'm sorry. Once daddy comes home on Sunday, once the world champions come home, it's real. We're coming for that trophy. Liverpool, not a scratch, because we want our trophy back. It is what it is. He created a new goal. So this is the Yakubu goal. The degree of difficulty of this goal is insane. To watch the rest of this vid, think about becoming a Football Hut member. If you're a desktop merchant, just click on the join button below, over here. Or if you're a mobile phone merchant, just click on the join button below the video over here and join the true elite content crack addicts. Peace.